All right, it's Black Friday.
It is Black Friday.
It is the day after Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And we've ate dinner. We had nice Indian cuisine. I tried something new. I tried curry for the second time. I actually enjoyed it this time. Because I didn't try to get the hottest thing I could. I just got...
Well, I mean, you can see...
I can see how it gets hotter than Thai food. I love Thai food, but on level 2 was like a... They had 5 levels before the Indian.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah. 3 would probably be my Thai hot. Maybe 4. But if they have an Indian above the 5, I was like, yeah.
Like I said, I'm gonna... One time. I haven't gotten there yet, but one time I'm gonna do the Indian hot and probably kill myself on the
So
way.
I'm going to torture Spencer. Or am I torturing him? I had a video on my TikTok. I showed this. Got this from McGuire's Irish Pub in Destin, Florida. It is Shanky's Whip, made in Ireland. It's seasonal, so they don't carry it year-round. But they were giving free samples. It is 33%, bottled and blended. Always wanted to buck the trend.
So what is it? It's Irish whiskey?
No.
No?
It doesn't really say what it is.
Oh, okay.
So I really can't tell you.
That's always...
You can sip it. I'll tell you that right now. They say they mix it in cooking. They use it. Just get a good whiff of it. That's why I got my nephew to buy one too. He sniffed it. He's like, oh.
It smells like...
Teen Spirit.
It smells like... Almost like Bailey's.
Kind of. It is very easy to drink. Welcome almost to the new year. It's nice. Did you see?
Yeah.
You can mix it with a lot of things. It's like a vanilla or something.
You know what this would go good in?
Coffee.
A dirty snowball.
Oh, everything would go good in a dirty snowball. Also, at BOGO last week, Yingling stuff is on sale. They always have Yingling Flights, which is their light beer, I guess. But they had Lord Chesterfield's ale. The Chetty, as it says on the other side. So I wanted to ask Spencer what he thought about this. It's a different type. It's not like your typical Yingling. I don't know if it's a seasonal. I don't know if it's a new thing that they're doing. I like Yingling myself. It's different. It's weird because you get used to Yingling. It's like, y'all have a different flavor profile on this one.
I don't remember. Did we ever try the Hershey's Yingling?
I think we did.
Okay.
Way back in the day. We'd have to go back and look through our videos.
Yeah.
I know I've tried it at least. I don't know if we did on. But you were telling me they're going to do a Star Wars What If.
Yeah.
And we were shooting ideas. Like, of course, the obvious, what if Anakin didn't go to the dark side?
Yeah. What if Anakin defeated Obi-Wan and he took over his new empire?
Then I threw the obvious, what if Luke pressed the button on the lightsaber when he was looking into it? It's a really short episode.
That could be the beginning to the Leia
becoming a Jedi.
Yeah. Let's see.
Because we never got to see that story of.
You said, what if Jango never died?
Yeah, what if Jango Fett never died? Would there be a Boba Fett? Would Boba grow up, or would they grow up as a happy family? So he would never be influenced by the dark side. He'd never go into the Sarlacc pit. There would never be the Book of Boba Fett.
And then, of course, there's always Darth Jar Jar, the true Darth Master.
That's just a scary thought. Misa, I don't want that. What about you? Can you think of a good what if Star Wars? I know Kyle. Does Kyle like?
Oh yeah. What if? Here's a good one for Kyle. What if Han Solo was played by Vin Diesel?
No, that's just awful. I would rather see what if Han Solo didn't beat Lando for the Millennium Falcon. Would his story be as influential without it?
What if Han never left the Empire?
Yeah, because he was a trainee or whatever, wasn't
Yeah.
he? He went in as a stormtrooper?
Yeah.
Underappreciated Solo movie. I think it's very underappreciated.
I have to watch it again. The first time I watched it, I was like, you made an hour and a half movie to tell me how he got his name?
On the same what if Lord and Miller didn't leave the position and they had a Solo movie? What if? Because that was Ron Howard, and that's not... I would say that's one of Ron Howard's worst ones, but it wasn't very Ron Howard-ish. It was very by-the-book, kind of.
There's a lot of stories in there. Like, what if Anakin... Have you watched all of Clone Wars?
We're going through it. We're still in the... I don't know if we're in the second season or not.
I won't spoil that.
But we just saw when they encountered Darth Vader for the first time.
Okay.
With Ahsoka and Ezra and all, and they were like, oh... And they were sensing there was something different about him,
Yeah.
so they don't know who he is yet.
I really dig in Rebels the lightsaber style they have, that really thin. That to me, that's cool.
Well, that's what this. Somebody asked about that. They said in the new movies, you notice the lightsabers are thicker,
Yeah.
and they said, yeah, but if you look at the old ones before they edited them, they were thin too, because of what they used to sword fight. That's why they were quicker on the scenes in the older ones, because they were actually just a thin piece of whatever that they could swing quick, and they were lighter, so you could do better action with them. And then when Disney took over, they changed them for look wise.
Yeah.
But I always dig the Sith swords. You know, from Count Dooku's with the little curve.
Yeah.
And then the Inquisitors with the O, with the double.
Yeah.
Of course, Darth Maul brought the unique one. And Kylo with his exhaust ports, I think they were. I don't really know. There is a cool... Oh,
Got him on his own bird.
in Star Wars Visions, did you watch any of the second season?
No.
There is a cool one. There is a woman who goes and she paints where she, like her whole thing is she paints the inside of her ship and everything, and you think it's outside, but it's inside the ship, and she fights a Sith because a Sith find her because she's a Jedi who's left and she doesn't want to be a Jedi, and that's a very unique story. I think it's the first or second episode in season 2.
Okay.
And that Sith in that episode has a badass sword, saber, sorry. I'm saying sword because, of course, Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon is coming out.
Yes.
He's got his what if I didn't have a lightsaber. I'll just make something else that looks like it.
I dig Zack Snyder. He's like, oh, I was going to make a Star Wars movie, but you're not going to let me? I'm still going to make it.
Make a whole universe myself. Yep. And I got enough people to back me.
Yeah.
And he does. I dig the directors who do that. They go like, I'll figure it out.
That is, so Rebel Moon is on my list. And that other one, is it called The Creator?
Oh, yes.
Both of those, I'm like, I say Rebel Moon's a unique story. We just joked about it being basically a Star Wars movie, but it's a unique story. It's not a rehash. It's not a reboot. It's not a
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see both of those.
Yes, The Creator. I've heard mixed things, but I think it's the director is what I'm after. I like what the director's done before, so that's why I'm in. Just like there's certain directors, Joseph Kosinski, I like. David Fincher's one of my favorite ones. Just watched The Killer on Netflix, and Gareth Edwards.
Have you seen anything on
YouTube?
It's
Yes.
a new website.
It's a new.
You should check it out.
I pay so much a month.
It's God, what is the? It's a new animated series out. Man,
Having dead air here.
I'll have to find it. I'll find it for
our next when we get something else to
But
drink.
if you haven't seen it, you got to watch the trailer for it at least because it's a very unique.
What's it about?
Basically, it's a ship crashes on an alien planet.
Okay.
And they have made
So
this
we've got
planet.
pitch black.
Yeah, but it's like this planet is so alien. Like it's a new kind of like clip I saw from it. This girl, she's got a robot with her, and I don't know what they're out doing, but they're out by themselves, and something infects the robot, and it starts to feel. and she's like,
Yeah, that sounds like something I just watched recently. The preview for.
and basically the robot ends up dying, and it's a whole, but it just there's a creature that finally comes out, and it's the thing that's like dropping these spores, and that's what makes the robot feel. And if it grabs a hold of you, it slows you down. It's really weird, but it really.
It sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Anything sci-fi, space, robots. Yeah. I'm in. I'm a nerdy. I'm geeky, but
Simon will get very geeky for you.
That's right. All right, this is his pick.
So I grabbed a Hop Valley Brewing Company Cryo Stash Imperial IPA Cryo Hops.
Cryo Hops. This was originally a 12-pack from Walmart, believe it or not. I had 4 different flavors. There's 3 other flavors in there.
Huh. It's a 8.7 Cryo Stash. So,
go ahead.
I would say, so the show I was trying to recall is called Scavenger's Reign. It's on Max. If you haven't seen the trailer for it, I highly recommend it. I haven't started watching it yet.
So it's animated.
Yes.
Yes.
But it looks so different from like anything else, and a lot of people are. But I crave, like, give me something new.
Yes.
I'm tired of seeing the same crap.
I'm tired of seeing sequels, reboots, and I love original ideas.
Yeah.
That's the best stuff.
Speaking of, this is not me trying to promote it, and I have no plan on going further than what I did. But I actually wrote a short story, and I'll let you read it.
Okay.
But
cool.
A little bit of a you know.
Is it on your phone or is it on pen? I mean,
It's on my phone. I'll pull it up and let you read it here in a second.
Okay.
It's like I said, it's a short story. It's not very long, but maybe we'll put it on here. Maybe we won't. Get some opinions.
Some cryo hops, IPA.
Got a little Christmas tree.
A little bit. That's what I've noticed about the cryo one, the 4-pack. That's why I haven't put them in there. Because, like I said, it was a 12-pack, so there was 3 of each. So I just like the 8%. Yes, it's definitely hoppy. I didn't want to torture you that much by leaving the rest of the 12-pack. But there are 3 other flavors if you get curious. This is about the most Christmas tree-ish one. Right now they're in the living room. They're watching Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken.
Seems pretty interesting so far.
It is. It's a good movie. Well, we've watched it before, but I told my son to go ahead and put on something. He's like, we'll have to stop when you video. And I was like, no, just put on something we watched. I'm sure Spencer won't mind.
If I want to watch it again, I'm sure she'll watch it with me. So.
Yeah. Kids movie. But
it's like a shame for me to say this, but I have not seen either of the Spider-Verse movies. So here's why. There's actually a small reason why. I had planned on watching the first one with my kids, and when I went to turn it on, they both separately had watched it by themselves.
But then he didn't watch it again. You know how many times my son saw the first Spider-Verse movie? Like a dozen. It's like his favorite movie. Just for the Post Malone song on there, Sunflower.
That is a good song.
You know, and that's what he's saying. It's his favorite song in the last how many ever years. But they're fantastic movies,
okay.
Both of them, and I have them on DVD if you need to watch them.
So I don't know if you saw this or not, but I was watching a gentleman on TikTok. Don't recall his name or the name of his channel. I know, shucks.
No sponsoring him.
I know, but basically he was talking about a butterfly effect that he had witnessed.
Okay.
And it started with Richard Pryor.
Okay.
He said, Richard Pryor, he's in the military, gets out of the military, starts doing comedy, starts off not doing his normal comedy that we all know him for, then he started moving into the more, controversial, a lot of
the more adult-oriented.
Yes. And then he ended up in the movie Toy.
Yes.
And in one of the scenes in Toy, he wakes up and he's in a Spider-Man suit.
Oh.
And
I need to go rewatch that. I haven't watched that since I was younger.
so he wakes up in the Spider-Man suit. Well, years later, not that long ago for us, but years later.
Well, in comic book years,
Well,
it took a while.
but Childish Gambino
Okay.
in Community.
Yes.
The second season. It wasn't supposed to have a second season, but because of the paintball episode, is what he says. You know, they got a second season out of it. Well, the beginning of it, you see Childish Gambino in a Spider-Man suit, and that's a callback to that Richard Pryor moment in Toy or whatever. Well, because of that, there was a internet movement to get him to be the new Spider-Man in the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes.
But they ended up choosing Andrew Garfield, which, hey, good job, Andrew Garfield. But because of that, they wanted to know what to do with it. Because of that movement, that's where we got
Miles.
No, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay. Well, Miles Morales was around before that, though.
He was, but the creator of Miles Morales,
yes,
he actually pushed for, and because he was a popular character and because of that internet movement, that's how we got that, and that's how we got Childish Gambino as Miles Morales' uncle in.
He was in the Prowler outfit.
Well, he was in the Prowler outfit, but he was also in one of the newer Spider-Man movies with.
Yes, Tobey Maguire.
No.
He was. He was on the boat, wasn't he?
No, he was in the one with new guy, Tom Holland.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry,
Yeah.
Sorry, I said the wrong name. I don't know it. Yeah, Tom Holland. Yeah, he was in the scene.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the name of his character. But they never did anything with fruition from him.
Yeah, well, he in the movie he was his uncle,
Okay.
and then it carried over into
I know one in Halloween he dressed up as a Prowler.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they used that footage or created new footage for the movie.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's kind of cool that because Richard Pryor dressed up in a Spider-Man costume in the movie. That's what we
Hell
got.
yeah.
Hey.
You didn't think it'd come from that far, but that's
Yeah.
great.
Pretty awesome. Have you seen the Marvels yet?
Yes, it's out in the movie theater.
Decent?
I like it.
Okay.
It ties into, of course, some people I think didn't watch WandaVision, so you don't know where Monica Rambeau comes from, or Miss Marvel to know where Kamala Khan comes from. And you have to watch that to get the storyline, especially with Kamala's family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of cool because if you've watched those and you watch Captain Marvel, you have a blip in time of Monica growing up. You know what I'm saying? And of course, if you watch WandaVision, you know the blip happened.
Yeah.
And the time that Monica's mom was alive and then she wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This fills in a couple of blanks in the middle of it. You know what I'm saying? There's
Okay.
flashback scenes.
Okay.
Which are really important to the storytelling. I know some people were upset because if you watch Secret Invasion, which a lot of you didn't, disappointingly, because the numbers say you didn't, because for some reason you didn't want a Nick Fury miniseries.
It was good. It was different.
I liked
it was good.
But because the tone was so dark, when they came into the Marvels and he was kidding again, they were like, how could he change his mood? It's like, it's Nick Fury. No offense, if it's his personal life, it's going to be dark and deep.
Yeah.
Which it was. Secret Invasion was his personal life.
Yeah.
He's different with other people. That's his character. That's Nick Fury, period. You know?
The Spy of Spies.
The Spy of Spies. Exactly. Of course, if you've seen Secret Invasion, you know it led to the Marvels, but it's also going to lead to Armor Wars.
Yeah.
You know? And there is a scene at the end of Marvels which is going to lead...
You gotta watch Secret Invasion because
it's well underrated and so many people looked over it. Every episode has a meaning,
and it's got a little bit of a, even if you know it, you read online, you got the spoiler. It's got a little bit of a twist in there.
Yeah.
That you're like, wait, what? Okay, okay.
The whole thing is people expect this, and they get different, and then they just throw it under the bus, and it's like, dude, just watch it, accept it for what it is. It's not what you thought it was, sure. It's by a different writing team.
So on that same note, that kind of pisses me off with the Book of Boba Fett. Because I did like it. It was different.
Yes.
But what ticked me off is it didn't do as well as Disney may have hoped,
Yes.
and because of that, the actor wasn't called back. He said he didn't receive any phone call, nothing.
For the end of the last Mandalorian?
Yeah.
When they go back to Mandalore?
Yeah.
But they might. You might have a whole new Mandalore, because they're supposedly going to try to do another season of Mandalorian.
And so, what's his name? It's on the tip of my tongue. The Mandalorian.
Okay.
So he's wanting to
get out of it,
and he's wanting basically. I am terrible with names, y'all. I'm sorry. The blonde.
Bo-Katan?
Yes. Her to take over as being, the Mandalorian.
Yeah. But see, they could skip out anyway. His story could be... They could end his story like that. They don't have to continue him with Grogu. That could be whole entirely later in life when they reform stuff. That's the whole thing. And they could continue Bo-Katan, and you could just call it Mandalore and have the whole new Mandalore coming about,
Yeah.
I mean, I understand you don't want to be the same character, and that's what I think so many actors... Like, I don't want to be typecast. Dude, you're in The Last of Us. You're not typecast. People can see.
Did you see he's being eyeballed for Mr. Fantastic?
That's what I'm saying. Is nowadays they look more towards your acting ability.
Yeah.
They've kind of learned by being burned. You can't just pick the white guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. They miss on so many great actors because they go after one typecast. And the only way to change that is for people to call them out when they do.
I have a really, 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 really good suggestion. I mean, people could tell me I'm wrong, but I have a really good suggestion for Ben Grimm.
Okay.
God, what's that guy's name? He used to be really big, and now he's jacked.
He's jacked.
Yeah, he was in a football movie.
That helps.
Yeah, I know. There's like a ton of football movies.
Well, it's like right now, while you're looking this up, have you heard the controversy? They're trying to cast the Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And they're looking towards a female Silver Surfer.
Which...
It's a Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
The story's the same. You just have whatever the family is that the surfer loses, and that's the reason he does, or she does. That's the whole thing. The point of the Silver Surfer is a simple twist. So some people want to lose their panties about these things, and it's like, it's really not a big deal. Because of the multitude of universes, you can tell different stories from different... They don't have to cross.
Ethan Suplee.
Okay. What's he known?
He was in Remember the Titans. That was the football movie.
He's grown up a lot. He looks older.
Chasing Amy, Butterfly Effect. But let me show you like a recent picture of him.
You think he'd be a good Ben Grimm?
I do, just because of... I mean, so he's... Like I said, he used to be...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he used to be pretty, like...
He's
heavyweight.
looking like David Harbour or something on steroids.
And I've always liked him as an actor.
Yeah.
But I think he'd be a good Ben Grimm. I mean,
why not?
You never know. We might get a female Ben Grimm.
The whole thing is people get so mad at first. They gatekeep so much about the character has to be this. And it's like, why?
Well, it was like the whole controversy.
If you understand, if there's an origin story which depends on somebody's ethnicity, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't really depend on their ethnicity, you know what I'm saying? If that part of the story is integral on the character, keep it. But if it's not, there's so many characters that their race, their gender do not really matter.
What was the whole controversy over Heimdall when the first Thor came out? And
they had Idris play.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, it can't be a African American guy. It's because look at the history from Norse mythology." And it's like, dude, just dude was great in the role.
Well, people had that whole thing with Superman, and that's why they came up with Val Zod. But the whole thing is, people don't look at who created Superman. 2 Jewish men, just before or during World War II.
Yeah.
This is the story they told. In the one universe, And now DC, Marvel have more than one universe.
Yeah.
There can be more than one story.
Yeah.
There can be more than one character. And it really doesn't matter because you can write that in. If you're a good writer, you can make it work. And if you're just a shitty human being, you can hold it against them.
Yeah. Speaking of Superman, I've been catching up on Doctor Who.
Okay.
And I just watched the other day.
Yes, the new one comes out Saturday.
Saturday?
On Disney Plus.
Okay.
It'll be every Saturday for 4 Saturdays or 3.
I haven't, so I'm still, because I'm getting caught up, I'm still in,
Are you in Jodie Whittaker's?
no, right before.
Peter Capaldi?
Peter Capaldi.
I have him on DVD.
I've been watching them on Max.
Yes.
So
good place to catch up.
But the episode where he gives the kid like a little stone or whatever,
okay,
and it like fulfills your deepest, like hope or whatever, and the kid becomes a superhero, and it's basically this kid becomes Superman, and like there's all these callbacks, like they go to a company, it's called it's like I can't remember what their names are, Schuster and something else.
Yeah.
Enterprise.
The original, Schuster and Siegel.
Yeah, Schuster and Siegel. It's like Schuster and Siegel Enterprises they go to, but I was like, that's a pretty cool episode. This is pretty, but it was
Doctor Who going into the world of superheroes.
Yeah, which was pretty funny because he pulls out the comic and he's like, wait a minute, look at him, Clark Kent and Superman look identical. It's like everybody knows.
My son always asks, he goes, how can a pair of glasses fool somebody? I'm like, really? Take a person like you who wears glasses all the time, and then take them off.
And what? Yeah.
And people are like, who?
Yeah.
It happens. It's a real thing.
Yep.
If I suddenly wear glasses because you're used to me not wearing glasses, it can stumble you for a second.
What you don't know is that Simon is actually a superhero, and in his superhero form, his hair turns back to a normal color.
That's right.
Yeah.
Great.
But yeah.
I'm old man.
I am digging the whole mistress, the master, Missy or whatever.
Oh yes.
Yeah, digging that. It's pretty cool.
That comes to a whole different point when you get to the end of Capaldi, and then when you get into Whittaker, it changes. It throws you for a loop when it goes to Whittaker.
So the episode I'm in right now is
because as Missy, the master kind of changes his tune or her tune, a little bit, and she becomes a lot different kind of character.
So the one I'm in right now is she's been locked in the vault.
Yes.
And he's taken her out. She was helping repair like the TARDIS and all that, or the maintenance on it. But he's testing her. He took her to a ship, and he was like, "You fix it," as if you were me. And it's cracking me up because she walks out and she was like, "They're like, who are you?" And she's like, "I'm the mysterious stranger that wanders the universe. I'm Doctor Who."
I love the Capaldi episodes. I mean, everyone loves Tennant, and I don't blame anybody. And I'm a big heart for David. Capaldi, I did not expect what he put out. Because it went from Tennant to Smith. And Smith, at first, reminded me of Tennant. And then he grew his own. I was like, okay. And, of course, his companions. The companions are what make you.
Yeah.
That
was my favorite Doctor, Matt Smith.
But it was also because of probably Rory and...
Yeah, well, Rory and...
and you get introduced...
Amy.
Amy Pond. Yeah.
And River.
River Song gets introduced as the wife of the Doctor.
And that whole arc of finding out who River Song is.
This isn't the first time you've met me.
Yeah.
That's all twisted, because they can throw that in anywhere now.
Yeah.
And I love that. And see, when you get through with Missy, they're gonna throw you something with Missy.
Okay.
And I still don't know what happened, because when it gets to Whittaker, they kind of leave a blank spot of what happened to Missy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And you'll know what I'm talking about, because is Clara still there?
No. So she's already gone. So she can basically show up at any point, because the last was her and the girl Me, but the girl from Game of Thrones.
Yes.
They had another TARDIS, and
That's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
Yeah, and they never bring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like, there's another story right there, and I'm hopefully with what's his name coming back as a writer, Maybe they'll have an episode. I don't know. I hope so.
So, have the new David Tennant episodes, have they already come out?
No, that's the ones that come out on Saturday.
Okay.
Because at the end of Whitaker, you'll see.
Okay.
And there's a reason, obviously.
Yeah.
Because they're going to bring back Catherine Tate as well.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw a little preview where they were kind of talking to each other.
That Christmas episode,
yeah.
yes. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see why. Then I'm excited to see the new Doctor. I always love the new Doctors.
Yeah.
You know, so it'll be interesting. At first you're apprehensive because you're like, I love this one. But with a good writer, Russell Davis, that's the writer. He's come back and it's like they're in good hands again. And I'm not going to discount the previous writer for Whitaker, but I think Davies could have wrote it better. Because there's so much potential that was there. Because Whitaker is a fantastic actress. And they had fantastic companions, but I think there was just not good writing somewhere.
I've read that the writing was
something
there.
that was subpar.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because Davies, he filled us with so much. You know, bringing back with Eccleston and bringing the Doctor into the modern century with Eccleston, Tennant, Smith, Capaldi. And then you throw a different writer who has a different view. And I'm not saying it's a bad view. And I don't know if he was an understudy of Davies. I'm expecting they wouldn't just throw a new person at it.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. You know?
Yeah.
I can't wait, though. It's Christmas.
I still have, I think, how long was Whitaker? 2 seasons? Okay, yeah, so I'm 2 seasons behind. 2+ because I'm still with Capaldi. Which they keep... That's the one thing that keeps, ticking me off because I'm like, oh, I'm almost to... Because there'll be a moment where he's, regenerating, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm already here. And then it's like, gotcha,
He did that with Tennant for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? He thought he was leaving. And, yeah, you'll know when Capaldi's leaving. And...
So it looks like, I don't know if you saw it or not, but it looks like we might be getting the Doctor's daughter back for a little, one of the episodes.
I don't know.
Because I saw an image, because you remember what I'm talking about, the blonde girl?
Yeah.
There was an image with the Tennant ones that are coming out, and it was her. And I was like, oh. Because she just kind of, was there and is gone. And
talking about the one who went into a different universe?
No, that was...
not Billy Piper.
No. Because there was the episode where they were on a ship or something, and the ship had a cloning device, and it basically made a new version of him, but it was a girl.
Yeah, and they never really... that's another
she
unknown
left,
story.
and was,
Oh, we have company, so for the next drink, we'll bring him in here.
That really threw me off. I was like, wait a minute.
You don't know who's going to drop into our studios. Okay. We have a guest star here. He already doesn't like what I've picked. When we were in New Orleans, we unfortunately did not make the Sazerac Museum / liquor maker, but at their Trader Joe's in New Orleans, for $23, they had a bottle. Because we missed the tour. He's already won.
I was not aware we were supposed to be going there. So.
Yeah, well, it's one of the things that we're trying to time
out.
out.
What was the hotel name? I don't remember. Neither do I.
So are you a whiskey drinker normally or not?
I don't mind whiskey. I'm not really a whiskey drinker, though.
Okay.
But I don't mind it. Does that sound right?
Why does it smell like Taco Bell red sauce?
I don't know. Maybe somebody puts Taco Bell red sauce on it. Maybe that's a secret formula. But from New Orleans, you don't have to shoot it. We like to just sip. You know what I'm saying? This is this is Kirk.
Like
If you know me on my TikTok, Kirk's one of my friends. He really exists and a real person. We've known each other. He introduced me to the woman I married.
For a lot of years, we've known each other.
We've drank many drinks together.
It smells like that other crap you just gave me.
Nice, sexy.
Crap. This does not smell like the schnapps, the whiskey, whatever it was.
Smell it.
No.
No?
Whippy or whatever.
It smells just like the Sazerac we had.
Tastes just like whiskey. Yeah. But anyway, as we were talking about, he is also a Doctor Who, superheroes guy like us. This next one I'm going to do after...
Yeah, we were just talking about I'm trying to get caught up. I'm in Peter Capaldi right now.
He is absolutely my favorite one now, besides Tom Baker.
See, my favorite's Matt Smith. But I mean,
I liked Matt.
Mine was David Tennant until Capaldi, and I was like, Capaldi won me over.
There's something about his character.
Something about his acting.
Yeah.
It may be the acting,
Can you?
but his character.
This is from Niceville, Florida, at Bayou Brewing. And I got this because they actually bottled their own Black Abbey, named after his daughter. Not really named after his daughter, but it's a Belgian quad. It is 10.5%. He'll try to open that.
That would be a beer that my daughter would make.
But we were just talking about DC, Marvel stuff. Your input on anything you liked? You were just asking if I saw the Marvels. You like the Marvels? I like the Marvels. He hasn't seen the Marvels. You saw
no
Loki.
spoiler.
Have you seen Loki season 2?
Not yet.
Loki season 2.
I'm behind. I told you I'm trying to catch up on Doctor Who.
Theory, though. Wild theory, since you've seen Loki.
Okay.
The end. At the end, you know what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And he who remains doesn't really remain. You know what I'm saying? Because they kind of, in the timeline, because of what the events that happened, he's not really in that timeline. So does that release all of the other versions? Because remember at the end, they were all looking for, and they referenced Quantumania. They were like in 616, they've dealt with one of them, so they're now looking for variants of him.
Right.
So wherever they were hiding, when you saw the whole thing in Quantumania, they were all hiding like in a room maybe at the end of time. I don't know.
Yeah.
But remember in season 1, you said if you kill me, you're going to open everything. But I think my theory, weirdly crazy theory. What do you do with a god you can't control, who's known for his mischief? To me, I love character writers. You make somebody who as far-fetched as Loki was. If you remember him in Thor, he was a selfish little asshole, hated his family.
Jesus.
In this whole journey we've seen Tom Hiddleston, you see Loki grow as a person.
Right.
He becomes, by the end of season 2, very humanized. How do you control a god you can't control? You humanize him. And then you give him a purpose he never had before. Which also... It'll lead into, obviously, the Kang Dynasty. But then he can't really... Because if he can't interfere, because he saved all the timelines.
My only concern is that if he who remains doesn't exist, is that their way of writing out Jonathan Majors just in case?
I hope not. Because some people are theorizing that will bring to front Secret Wars and Doctor Doom. But I'm like, yeah, but if you bring Doctor Doom... Secret Wars isn't all Doctor Doom, it's the Beyonder.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We haven't got to the Beyonder yet, unless you watch Moon Girl. I don't know if you watch Moon Girl on Disney Plus. It's actually a funny show. They have Lawrence Fishburne play the same character he played in the second Ant-Man.
Really?
Yes.
I'll buy you a new pair of scissors.
They continue the continuum. Because she calls him on the phone. And he helps her solve a problem. I'm like, they cross it out. He's an executive producer of the show, too. And that's what's become really interesting because, DC's trying to do that with their new reboot with James Gunn, which I'm kind of excited about. Just because...
I'm worried only because DC, to me, would...
As long as Warner Brothers steps back off their high horses and let James do what he can do.
What DC does wrong, I think, is the grandiose.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Wonder Woman, good movie until the very end. She's battling a god.
Go for it.
Watch him hit me right in the forehead. I know that's what's going to happen.
Okay, I don't feel as bad now. I was like, wait for you to go, okay.
No, but the whole thing is that, that's a part with DC, but I think James Gunn becoming in charge can bring it down.
I think so, or hope so.
I can't wait. The
I
Authority.
was more of a Marvel kid when I grew up anyway.
But the Wildstorm, when Jim Lee took his part of Image and brought him into DC, I love Jim Lee.
Yeah.
And Wildstorm is my favorite, and they're going to bring an Authority movie. And The Authority is my favorite book. because of Midnighter. You want to try?
Jesus Christ, people.
I just try not to break it in there.
Yep. We got movement.
We've got movement.
We've got movement.
But you know, they've slowed down the whole Marvel train now. With Kevin Feige just stopped, you know. We're just getting Deadpool 3 coming out. It's the only Marvel movie. And of course, like you were sitting there saying, it brings in the TVA because of the end of Deadpool 2 when him time hopping.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have Owen Wilson in there. We confirmed, we know he's in the story. You see, it's working it out. It's just, you know, it's just like the first time that he, yeah.
There we go.
Have you seen who they have slated for Doctor Doom? It's
No.
The dude from Hannibal.
Max.
Oh, from the TV show?
Yeah.
He was already in Thor. You can't recast him.
Why not? There's multiple.
MCU usually doesn't do that, though. He was a bad
with
kind.
multiple universes.
No, it was Doctor Strange. He was in this Doctor Strange. He was
Oh
a bad guy.
yeah.
Now, as you can see, this is a dark. It is a quad, Belgium.
You feel it in your quads.
Quads. The next day when you can't get up. Bayou Brewing, right out of Niceville, Florida. I was really impressed with the beer that when we went over there. It's in the old, they used to be Third Planet before Third Planet moved into their new location.
Okay.
And it's veteran owned. You can buy a beer for another member of the service if you want. And you put it on the board. You know? It's like a pay
That's
forward, you know? So.
Is what's that other one? Crazy Horse Stallion.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's still there.
Okay.
They just don't cook. They don't have a full kitchen anymore. They go
Okay.
back to. They went back to food trucks. That Sazerac is. I always chill my stuff. I don't know if I should. Whiskey drinks would be like, don't chill. Don't ever chill. You come on, the flavor.
There was ice in the one that we drank in New Orleans at the hotel.
That's what.
It was still bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I drank half a glass. That was it.
Half a glass was enough. We found when we were in New Orleans, we were walking
This
down.
was the glass.
Yeah. We went down to the market, the French market, so Frenchman Street. You know where Frenchman Street
Yeah.
is? We parked on the very end of Frenchman Street, and we went to the market. We came back, and then we'll walk up Frenchman Street, and there was a little bar right there on the corner. It was Brew Car.
Hold on, I can find out the name of the hotel.
Oh, it's not that important.
Yes, it feels important
It
to me.
feels important.
It feels important.
He
to
says
me.
that every time he touches himself.
I do.
It feels important to me.
It feels important to me, and it
But
usually
there's
feels
there's
big to
this
me.
little hole in the wall in the back of this street off Frenchman called Brew Brieux Car Carre, and they were having Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, come on in.
Yeah, we were just walking by and they were like, "Hey, come on!" And we were
We've
like,
got beer."
and we were like,
You-
"Okay, twist my arm."
Yeah. And there's a little hole in the wall. It really isn't that big. Like you walk in, and there's right there when you walk in is your bar, which you could probably sit 3 or 4 people in. They had a little table to fit like 4 more people.
Yeah. They were really cool in there.
Yeah, but then you walk back, they have a little beer garden in the back. But they had the coolest names for their beers. That's
Yeah.
what you had something Senpai,
Oh, Notice Me Senpai.
Notice Me Senpai, and I had Fleck You.
Yeah.
But they had some hilarious. I was looking through their list of their beers. I was like, I love their names. People, I hate it when just people call it such and such porter,
Yeah.
such and such, and it's like, really, have an imagination, man.
Yeah.
That's what I miss about Fort Walton Brewing is
Yeah.
because Jim, the owner operator with his wife Deb, they would come up with such great names for stuff. And he's still looking up the hotel, man. It's like you have Google on your phone and it takes you this long.
I know.
You could have just said it right in their
It's 'cause it's-
hotels and no, it's not 'cause it's
The Roosevelt.
the Roosevelt. Oh, which one?
The Roosevelt.
No, was it Franklin Delano Roosevelt or was it Teddy Roosevelt?
Well, if you're staying at the
Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt, that's in the middle of the woods somewhere.
It's the Roosevelt Hotel.
Oh, okay. Is that where you stayed? Where with the Sazerac right there at the Roosevelt? So you just basically went downstairs and had some.
No, we didn't stay there.
Oh, okay.
They had a nice Christmas display, nice lights.
Okay.
So we went in there. We heard about it.
And then you tried it and you made faces.
Yes, it was horrid. Absolutely horrid. Oh,
I'm bringing back memories, but he's still drinking.
It's like it's so terrible.
Oh,
Why am I?
gotta drink a little bit more. Maybe I'll get through this taste. Why are you guys torturing me? I don't even know the name of the show. What am I on?
I just know I'm looking at a phone here.
Yeah. That's as fancy as we get.
Yeah. Low budget, high quality.
I thought he was going to Google, how do I get out of here? 911.
He's calling his manager right now.
Yeah.
Why am I on the brew pill?
How did you find me? Who are you? That's probably what Zane Lamprey would say. I mean, even though we've met him twice, great guy.
Yeah.
Met him in New Orleans, met him in Pensacola, because he got us tickets to see the Pensacola, which was awesome. So thank you, Zane, if you ever watch this or any fan of Zane. Fantastic guy, and he probably doesn't remember us.
I know.
I mean, my son's named after him, and my son is just right now too shy to get on the camera. I was like, we need to do it like on New Year's and be like, hey, Zane, from one Zane to another, Happy New Year. So he can give us a thumbs up. Just like his story with Billy Zane.
Yeah.
You know, which is hilarious because somebody gave him Billy Zane's phone number.
Oh,
That's
really?
what he did on New Year's. That's his story. And he's like, why did I do that? He was drinking, you know. And he got a thumbs up. He's like, oh. And he started talking. And at one point, he's like, how'd you get my number? And he's like, Leonardo DiCaprio.
So that means Billy Zane's still alive?
Yeah, he's still in movies. He's still a good actor. I like Billy. I like the movies he's done. How about that?
I have. I've enjoyed his movies. I don't know whatever happened to him, but...
When you get older, they don't cast you in as much, or you
Yeah.
might get picky, or you have family, so you don't have the time.
I didn't know what happened to Nicolas Cage for the longest time either.
And then he made how many movies in a row?
He's got another one coming out.
Yeah?
He's got another one coming out.
Which the one where the dream one or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see that one he's with Pedro Pascal. That's
Yeah.
the Mandalorian.
We
film.
just watched that the
How
other
is
day.
that?
It is hilarious.
That's what I've heard. I've heard nothing but good stuff about
It
that.
is absolutely hilarious. It made me go down the rabbit hole and Google his life a little bit more.
Really? Because it's a lot about that? Like somebody took parts of his life?
Well, they try to make it like it's real, but it's not.
Yeah.
And then where he's at now, you know, and just trying to get movies and nobody wants to get them.
Well, you know, he was doing that to pay off his debt because he owed so much debt. So
That's
he was
what I
trying
found out.
Yeah.
He
I don't
bought a
blame
lot of things, even in New Orleans. He owned this one mansion in New Orleans for 3 years and had to sell it to get out of debt.
Yeah.
But apparently he's debt free now.
That's a good thing.
And I guess he didn't pay taxes or something. Or
Oh,
the
he
proper amount.
Wesley sniped it.
Well, or Willie Nelson.
Or
whatever.
Willie Nelson. Funny, 2 other white men who didn't go to jail.
Taxes are theft.
I'm not going to say the cops or the government are racist or anything. But it's kind of funny.
IRS has no color issue. Except green.
Yeah. Green.
And
Green is
mostly yours.
Yeah. That means you drink.
I've been drinking.
If somebody burps, though, you have to. It's a game that Zane introduced.
I've just noticed his shirt's on backwards.
Well, it's because it has where he works on it.
Yeah.
It's not for any other reason.
They get very,
I can understand.
yeah.
I'm representing for Godsmack.
Yeah. I'm representing for Zane. The Thirsty Tour this year, 2023. Picture of Please on my back. And you're representing...
Blank.
The gray man.
I was going to say, he works for a sperm bank, really.
Yes.
He collects stuff with his hands.
No.
Spit samples.
He spit samples. It's a grab sample. No, this is a spit sample. Damn it. Oh, come on. It's okay. You have a beard to catch it all. You squeeze your beard.
Squeeze it at the end.
But we'll choose a different beer. We'll stop torturing him and think of something else to talk about.
I have nipples, Simon. Can you milk me?
Is that a challenge? I don't know if I want to video that. That's kind of disturbing.
That would be Kingpin. I know what movie it came from. Sorry.
No. Let's meet the Fockers.
I think it was also from Kingpin.
Well, maybe Kingpin, but I know it from Meet the Fockers. Where do you know it from? Meet the Fockers.
Meet the Fockers.
When was it Robert De Niro?
Yeah. I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
You can milk anything with nipples. Oh, really? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead, what?
I don't know. I thought you were going to say something
Oh,
else.
no.
You were like calming your laugh down. Okay.
We'll be back with more. Your niche, sir.
Smoking catnip.
No. Smoking random things to see if you get high.
You'll be
That
the
could
next
be a
science.
That could be a niche.
He's trying to find his niche on TikTok.
Smoking catnip.
So, here you go. Introduce the beer. Tell the friendly folks. We'll tell the story behind it.
What is it? Gozen?
Gozen.
Gozen Sour Ale from Emerald Republic.
Pensacola, Florida. This is where we saw Zane Lamprey. The second night, it is a cherry sour. So I hope you're okay with cherry.
I love cherry.
Well, there you go.
Crafted with conviction.
Yes. It's a really good brewery. We have to go back and get more. We got a 4-pack. We still have it. They got 2 4-packs and they're already done.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Pour.
Oh.
Wow. Old man syndrome. You're not going to pour it all the way to the top. Okay, we only have enough for 2.
No, there we don't.
I think you started early on
No.
that niche.
Yeah, it's definitely your niche is not pouring. Spencer will lick the counter watching. This is a really good sour. They're so good.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He's dangerous because it's like Kool-Aid. It's like
I don't think
Tastes
Zane liked it
exactly
because
like
it
a
was
Jolly
too
Rancher.
it was too sweet or something.
Yeah.
He doesn't like sweet beers.
It is a Jolly Rancher.
yeah.
Like cherry Jolly Rancher,
Yeah.
except you don't get the shit stuck in your teeth. I never am
It
patient
makes it
enough.
even better.
Yeah. I'm never patient enough. I don't like Jolly Ranchers because I just have to start eating.
It's like Tootsie Roll Pops. I love them, but 2 licks and I'm biting.
Yeah. Wait,
Why I
that's kind of
divorced my
like
ex-wife.
wait, she licked twice in bed.
Vicky.
Ex-wife.
Ex-wife.
Oh.
Watch her miraculously see this. But since I have 2, they don't know which one I'm talking about.
That's true.
Exactly.
Anyway, what subject do we want to go on?
What?
And what subject do we want to go on? Any particular thing we want to talk about? Yes, this is my life you're hearing in the background. He's like, you deal with it? Yeah.
This is
Oh, any thoughts on Rebel Moon, sir?
on what?
Rebel Moon?
You haven't seen the preview of that on Netflix?
No,
Zack
I
Snyder's
haven't
new?
gotten on Netflix in a while.
You're as old as your hair looks. I'm just saying, I'm the oldest one in the fucking room here.
I'm about
That's
to
why I color my hair.
whip you with my hair is what I'm
Yeah.
about to do.
Okay, Willow Smith over here.
Okay, well, the creator, sir. What's your thoughts? Any thoughts on that? All right, cool.
The creator.
You haven't seen the previews for The Creator?
What is that?
Okay,
on?
what's the last sci-fi movie that seemed interesting to you? Besides the Marvel. We know we watched the Marvel, so you're a little ahead of him.
Well,
on
there's
that.
this Sigourney Weaver movie coming out.
How about
in space.
Aquaman 2? Have you seen the new preview of our Aquaman 2?
I have.
And thoughts?
I have not.
You haven't?
Last thing I saw was Jason Momoa getting tights put on him and he was dancing in a mirror.
Oh, they have 2 new previews. It actually looks like it continues on
I've
the
only
first
seen
one.
the one preview.
Oh, okay. They got 2 of them out.
Okay.
And actually, those good. James Wan is an incredible director. I love all the horror stuff he does. He's really tight director. I think it's gonna be better than they think, but I think with all the negativity with the Amber Heard and the being the last official DCEU, I think it's gonna tank just like Blue
Rest
Beetle.
in peace.
No, but you know what I'm saying. Blue Beetle, far better than you expect.
I saw that.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I see that.
The Flash.
Taken
I'm
off
sorry,
of-
everyone wants to hate on Ezra. The movie itself, to me, was okay.
I enjoyed The Flash. There were some parts that I was like,
Well, yeah.
like I told Spencer earlier, I was glad to finally see Nicolas Cage as Superman.
Yes. The Kevin Smith giant spider that he was told to make.
Yes.
Yes, it's a fun story. Kevin Smith geeked over that. I love that. The man gets not enough respect. We are Kevin Smith fans, all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hell yeah. Trying to think of what else that I've seen
In the
preview
last century.
for.
I'm sorry, I
want to
can't
see
believe
that
it.
dreaming thing with Nicolas Cage in it. Whatever it's called. The Dream or... What's it called?
Is it Dream Sequence?
I don't even remember what it's called. I just saw one commercial for it and I was like, this looks
I've heard
intriguing.
I think that's the one I'm thinking of. Dream Scenario?
Dream Scenario, I think is the name of
And
it.
that's like people are either
Yeah.
like it or you don't.
He's got another one coming out. The Retirement Plan.
The retirement plan.
My retirement plan, work until I die.
Yep. Well, about noon the day I die.
Well, actually 3 months after I die. It's going to be weekend at Bernie's for me.
Kirk's in it?
Who?
Kirk's in it?
Wow, he's just digging, isn't he?
He sure did. I don't have a beard.
No, not anymore. If you watch his TikTok, you'll see the beard.
And the Fu Manchu.
Yes, and the Fu Manchu.
And everything in between. It's like the movie, everything everywhere.
He's
all at
he's
once.
worried about continuity. He's like, I can't do these because of continuity in my TikTok. And then he throws full on goatee. Next one, no goatee. Next one, Fu Manchu. Next one, haircut. Yeah, let's talk continuity. Well, I did them in order.
I did.
I did. I didn't skip. That's just the way it happened.
This was good.
Yes, the Gozen is very good. It's an incredible. They've already finished. I just kind of milk it because it's really sweet.
A lot of their beers.
I
are
like
good.
sweet.
It's like Nola. I enjoyed when we went to Nola.
Yeah.
You know. But obviously, we need to come up with a topic for another one. I think it's about time for my kid to go to bed. I'm sure.
Oh, way past.
Way past.
Way past.
It's really loud.
Well, we'll see you after this commercial break.
Okay, this time it was my turn. The other half of what I got from McGuire's, some white chocolate,
I like white chocolate.
country cream. But what were we talking about? You're talking about, yeah. We had already talked about me and Spencer, but you were looking for Doctor Who as well.
Yes.
It's coming out tomorrow night, the new one.
Tomorrow night on Disney Plus
Disney Plus.
with David Tennant coming back
And Catherine Tate.
for a few episodes.
Till they build the Russell T. Davis back writing.
Thank God.
Yeah.
And you know, it's sad because Jodie Whittaker just didn't get.
A good writer.
Yeah.
We were just.
We were talking about. That's what I was saying. It's like it
If
makes a
she
difference.
could have had some good stories,
Yeah.
I
It was
think she
there.
would have been a better doctor.
I think her companions were fine. I just think the stories were shit.
Well,
I could
They
have done
had
without
so many.
one companion at least.
Oh, which one? Is there a particular companion you didn't like?
What was his name? Ryan? The young guy.
The kid?
Yeah.
Because it was him and his grandfather. Then you had the female police officer.
And I was fine with her. Although I wasn't completely.
They were trying to make it like it was a love thing. That's the
Yeah,
whole
I
thing. They
wasn't
were
really
pushing too
feeling
hard.
that.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling that. The grandfather as well, keep him. The grandson could have gotten rid of.
Grandson who couldn't ride a bike. Did you taste the white chocolate?
Yeah.
See, that's a good mixer. You can mix that with a lot of different things.
but On that note, though, so with David Tennant coming
It's almost
back,
like a
however they
licorice
pull it
taste,
off,
It does. With what?
they can bring back Whitaker for, you know, a couple episodes.
If they wanted to.
Yeah, with
If they wanted to.
I think
But
they're
remember-
concentrating on the new doctors.
Remember Tom Baker in, was it The Day of the Doctor?
Yeah.
He said, sometimes you revisit old faces.
Yeah.
So that's why they can bring David Tennant back.
Now the beer I picked, it's been in the fridge, and I'm surprised he's passed it up because I don't think he saw it. It's been on the door for freaking ages.
Me?
It's Saint what? Dicker?
Saint
it's
Dicker. Saint Dicker
It's
down.
from the Distill Brewer.
No dickering in here.
Distill Brewery out of Bloomington, Illinois. It is a sour Belgian style aged.
Saint Dicker, he is the
In oak
saint
barrel.
of good wienering.
It's a 7.2%. It's one of my clearance beers. It was $3.25.
See, I don't know. See, you say that, but I don't know what's good to go in there and what's not.
Anything's good to go. It's good to go, baby. Like a wax on there. It's really dark for a sour. Is that yours or is that his? I don't remember. Did you have this one, the Wine World?
I don't know.
I think you had the Wine World. I think that was his.
Okay. Sorry.
I don't
Put
remember.
my nose over it. My bad.
As long as you didn't pick
I
it.
didn't blow
That's
it
okay,
in
I
there.
licked it before you even did that.
No.
And you don't want to know what I did to that class. Let's just say it was off-camera review.
Okay, it says Saint Decara Reserve Sour ales are naturally soured by spontaneous wild secondary fermentation and aging in oak barrels with a microflora. Wonderfully, it's a lot of things. They're right on here. Unique to our downstate Illinois terroir.
Illinois. Illinois.
It's Illinois.
It's
Right,
not-
Kyle?
We're not
Where we
bringing the
embrace-
noise.
Where we embrace the individual wild character of each barrel to produce beers with a wide array of acidity, sourness, and unadulterated funkiness. When stored properly, this beer can be cellared, but please enjoy.
Other guy I work with, he's from Illinois.
He is no Rick
And-
James, I'll tell you that. The way he brought out the word funkiness.
This is actually a batch year of 2013, so we know exactly how old it is. It's handwritten.
FDR.
FDR.
That's what it says. FDR.
Oh yeah, it does.
FDR.
Barrel number FDR3. That's pretty cool. They keep track of their stuff.
Oh. You smell it, and at first it almost smelled like a.
Almost vinegary though.
well,
a little
to me,
bit. Like it might
yeah.
be too old.
The first time I smelled it, it almost smelled like it was going to be like a Christmas tree.
Oh really? That's
Yeah.
a sour though, not an IPA.
Yeah, I smell the sour. But yeah, vinegary.
Kind of.
Could this be as bad though as the beers from around the world that I had?
I still have some. We could torture. We have now. I think. How? What year did you buy the beers around the world from? Because you'd moved out of your parents' house.
I'll have to do some research. I can find out for you.
Like 2005 maybe. They kept them on the floor so they were always.
No,
room
we went
temperature.
2008.
2008. There
Yeah.
you go. See. Room temperature.
The box got dusty, and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with these. And he was like, bring them to me. We'll
We'll
drink them.
figure it out. We'll try it. Oh, they've been fun.
Feel like dying tonight, Kurt?
Do you feel like dying? We have Dos Equis as one of them. So it's a 2008 Dos Equis. Well, there was one. It was a Japanese. It was Ichiran or something. Like
Yeah.
that. It actually still probably tasted the same.
Okay, so funny
Yeah.
story. We went to Run With It on racetrack.
Yeah.
We're
There was
standing there.
most of them we haven't been able to finish. We just pour them out. We're like, oh
Yeah.
god.
We're at Run With It, and we're standing there, and Katie's paying for something, and there's sunglasses, and one of them has a sticker on it that said Asian Fit. And I was looking at it, I'm like, what?
Like what?
What does that
Sunglasses?
mean?
That sounds very
And
racist.
so I picked him up, and I looked at one of the girls, and I had a smile on my face, and I was like, what does Asian Fit mean? And they're like, Asians have wider eyes, so they have to. I was like, oh, okay, well, make me feel like an asshole.
But it sounds racist, doesn't it?
It does.
Is there Caucasian fit? Is there every other essence?
Other good
Whatever one
Spanish
that is, I
fit.
can't say.
Spanish fit.
They're Ritz
Ethnicity.
fit because they fit a
Ritz fit?
cracker.
Oh. There's a marketable term now. Can we get something called Ritz fit? Can we get some Ritz fit
Trademark it.
pants? Yeah. What kind of pants are those? Oh, those are Ritz fit. What?
Made for a guy
Do
with
you
no
like
ass.
my new Ritz fit?
Don't know. You've kind of lost your ass. You got skinny legs there. I didn't notice how skinny his legs have gotten. I'm getting bigger. I think I'm taking all his weight.
You're not that skinny.
They're skinny. Scarecrow over here. You're never big anyway, so.
Just where it matters. In the gut.
I was gonna say. The cover over the tool.
Over the world's smallest screwdriver.
The sonic screwdriver.
It's not even sonic. It's not that great.
It'll open any door.
Just not wood ones.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
K9. K9.
We'll be here all night, folks.
Only a
Drinking.
select few will figure that one out.
Drinking some Saint Dickera.
A lot of dickering going on in here.
That's right. We're gonna figure out what we're gonna dick around with next.
Yeah.
And we're talking about old chairs and puking and all this fun. We've got Spencer who picked up some of the moonshine that I got from.
Oh, Jesus.
It's vodka moonshine though. It's not real moonshine.
That
From
looks
Owa.
I'm not gonna tell you what that looks like.
thick. I know exactly what that
It's from
looks
the distillery at Owa, Murder Creek Distillery. And this is a flavored one.
I think I got hair
Strawberry
growing
Dream.
on mine.
Well, we killed it, sir.
Oh, good. Clears up my fridge. It's a vodka based, so it gets the sugar starts getting out of it. Being vodka, it's a lot of sugar. It's better the newer it is.
It's like bad what's that ice cream? The three flavored one?
Neapolitan.
Neapolitan.
Napoleon.
It's
It's a man with his hand in his jacket.
Napoleon Dynamite in a
Yeah.
glass.
There you go.
Vote for
We're
Pedro.
we're not dancing like that. At least I'm not.
Oh. Man, that's rough.
I also grabbed Blue Point Brewing Company Imperial Sunshine.
He hates IPAs, but he always picks the IPA beers out
No,
of my
see,
fridge.
here's what I do. Here's
Sadomasochist.
the
Yeah.
method to my
He
madness.
likes to be spanked.
I look at him and I go, oh, that's an IPA. That fucking sucks. And I go, oh, 9.6.
He's got
a
It's going to put me up.
9.6 what?
He puts on the chastity.
Yeah.
He's good.
He puts on something. Now, see, we haven't talked about Kyle since, like, the first minute. You
Yes.
haven't met Kyle. Kyle's a coworker of his. And, like, the only person who watches the YouTube videos. But Kyle's a good guy, but he won't hang out with us. That's the weird thing. He's like,
It's because he lives in Crestview, and he thinks he's better than us because he lives in Crestview.
which is really
It's a long drive.
backwards.
It's not that anyone thinks they're better.
I hope not, 'cause that'd be really weird.
I don't know whose glass is what. I think that was yours.
Yes.
Mine was a round one like
Okay.
this.
Well, round. Not really round, but.
It had some
It's
dirt.
got booty.
It's kind of round.
Well, I was thinking about that when we said Napoleon Dynamite in a glass.
Is this not round?
Oh, I guess technically you're right.
Is this not round? What is it, a fucking square?
Can we make square glasses, please? Just for this reason?
Triangular shape, please.
Rhombus.
Pentagon shape.
Pentagon. You gonna crash a plane into it? Oh, too soon?
Too soon, sir. Too soon.
Sorry.
Too soon.
I can definitely taste the orange or something.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
actually.
definitely more orange than IPA.
Thank God being 9.6.
That's actually pretty tasty.
By Blue Point.
probably my second favorite IPA.
What's your first favorite IPA?
I don't remember. I was fucking drunk.
But
It
it
was
went
at a
down.
beer tasting.
He's trying to double fist over here.
I think it was a key lime pie IPA.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
It was really good. Or was it dragon fruit?
Whew.
Dragon fruit sounds interesting too.
God damn. Don't do that.
No fair. I put my fucking hand in my goddamn pocket. You're not like on ABC where you have to actually censor, do you?
I don't censor because I'm not a paid creator.
We almost could have been, but he didn't respond to the email.
I bought a beard about a grooming company. Which sounds bad when we say
Bada,
grooming.
bada beard, bada bang, bada.
It was called, I don't know if it was a real email.
Pivot.
It sounded real. Okay, we're talking about the beer here that we're drinking. Almost hold the pivot.
Pivot.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do now.
Just bend over.
Oh! No. Damn. It's been around each other too much. How are you doing, Spencer?
All right.
You're alright?
I'm all right.
He's hoping to God that I never guest star in another one.
Nah.
We like guest stars, so if we
We
find a
do.
guest star.
Kyle.
We supply the beer. That's the
Kyle.
whole thing. The liquor, it's all supplied.
Well, you didn't tell me to bring anything.
I don't need to. I got
No,
plenty. You
see,
see
that's the
there's plenty
thing.
in the fridge.
I try to bring, and when I do bring, he's like, "Why'd you bring beer? I've got beer." You know?
No, I do not.
You do.
I say, why'd you bring what I've already had?
No, he's like, why'd you do that? You know I've got beer. You don't have to bring anything.
Well, no, it's like we leave the restaurant. I don't see him for 30 minutes. 'Cause he's over there trying
I
to
am.
find
I'm
something.
like, what haven't we had yet?
Yeah. I was like, you don't have
Probably
to.
don't even remember everything
No.
you guys have had.
That's why I have Untapped. So it
They
keeps
have.
track of
So
it.
they have apps for that, but I
Untapped.
don't use it.
Great app. See, you're learning. You plan it ahead of time. But if you fart, that's just a fart.
Unless it's a shark.
Drinking beer, then it's just messy.
I'm getting old.
Yeah, I
You
know.
never
I knew
know.
you were getting old when, like, I think a decade ago, you said, you ever had those moments where you get up to go to the bathroom in the morning? I was like, yeah, I've had those moments. He goes, no, that's not what I'm talking about. When you get up and you go to the bathroom and you sit down, I was like, yeah, I do that. It's just easier as you get older. And you're like, no, let me finish my story. You sit down and suddenly you're like, oh, that's cold. And I was like, no. And he's like, yeah, you know when your balls actually hit the water? And I'm like, never had that experience. I was like, is this something to look forward to? Because I'm older than you, and it's still.
The
Mine are high
story
and
is a
tight.
little bit wrong.
Okay. But I told it really good and interesting, didn't I?
It made it sound very interesting. My father asked me once if the toilet water was too high. And I said, no, why? Because my balls keep dropping in it. That was the actual story.
Somehow my brain translated to you were telling me that it happened to you. So obviously that might have been the night that I was.
You did say that.
What? We got an audience member over here. She's got a big smile on her, but you did. Which part did she? Who
He
say?
said both. He said what he said, but then he also said what you said.
I don't think I said what you said.
He said, she said.
He said, she said.
She's partial. She's married to one of the hosts.
Hose?
Hose.
Hosts.
Oh,
Hosts.
do you not pronounce a T in host, or are you putting an E on the end? Am I a 1.5-inch hose?
Because I'm a hoe. You know
Boats
I'm
and
a hoe.
hose.
One day we'll do drunk karaoke. That's what I put on my Christmas list. I need a
Again?
mixing board. Yes.
Just here to karaoke.
Yes. All karaoke fans.
Good times. I miss them.
I know, small teardrop.
I never saw him at karaoke.
You did?
I did.
I never saw you.
You were.
Were I already in Daytona? Were I
No.
already?
Where I
No, you were in Crestview.
wast thou in Daytona?
Thou was in Crestview. And what Val thought was happy. But thou shalt not go there. But you know, he
Thou
became
has a lot to say.
thou became bestest friends
Yes.
singing together.
Thine past is thine past.
Thou says it shall, and thou ist. And we all remember A Knight's Tale.
Or what?
A Knight's Tale.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And what is it? You've been found wanting.
Wanting, yes.
My friend Vance used to sit there and he'd mix that up with
Oh
Friday.
God, I remember Vance.
He would put that. No, he would put that with Knight's Tale with Friday. Thou has been found. How was it?
Thou has been found wanting.
And knock the fuck out, bitch.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a combination of mixing A Knight's Tale with Friday.
Oof.
Can we make another one?
What?
Are you gonna last? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. It was just that
We're going
that mix was.
There's been a couple rough mixes.
I know.
I
Couple
mean,
rough
it's
ones.
We'll be
like
back
real-
after this commercial break.